Hi, it's Alex from laughingplace.com coming to you today with some breaking news. The Walt Disney Company surprised fans and investors today by announcing a theme park in Abu Dhabi. Like the Tokyo Disney Resort, which Disney neither owns nor operates, the Abu Dhabi park will be owned and operated by Miral, which also operates other licensed theme parks on Yas Island, including SeaWorld, Warner Brothers World, and Ferrari World. Despite all of those parks being branded as World, all conversations around the Disney park have used the Disneyland branding. We don't know for sure if this park will use Disneyland or not, but since Bob Iger keeps referring to it as Disneyland, we will do the same. Announced during Disney's Q2 earnings call, the news was also celebrated during Yas Island's 15th anniversary celebration, a spectacular that included fireworks, water fountains, and drones, all of which have become staples of Disney Parks' entertainment offerings around the world. So you may be asking, why Abu Dhabi? Disney CEO Bob Iger explained in an interview with CNBC.
The UAE is the crossroads of the world. About 500 million people that are income qualified, meaning they can afford to visit one of our parks, live within a 4-hour plane trip here. And about 120 million people will actually come through Dubai and Abu Dhabi this year. And it's estimated that 39 million people will visit Abu Dhabi by 2030. So when we say crossroads, we really mean it. In addition to that, when you consider Abu Dhabi, you have to appreciate the fact that they have shown a great interest in arts and creativity. They build not only modern, but very, very high quality buildings. They've been very methodical about how they've planned their land. And most importantly, they love Disney. And we've also discovered that many people in this region love Disney. Josh and I have visited here now 3 times in a very brief period of time. And in all of our studies, we've been more than pleasantly surprised at the Disney affinity here. It's really quite something.
Industry experts previously anticipated that if Disney parks were to expand into another global marketplace, it would likely be Dubai. So it makes sense that Abu Dhabi was chosen given its close proximity to Dubai. What do we know about the new park? Not much. Just 2 pieces of concept art were shared, neither of which offer much insight. What we do know is that it will have a castle.
You start thinking about what is possible, actually envisioning a castle rising up, in this case, from the sand and also being on the water.
I heard you say castle, so you're confirming there's going to be a castle, Bob.
Yes, I'm confirming that, but we've decided that we want to build a very modern Disneyland.
One of the pieces of concept art shows a glass-like structure that to me looks less like a castle and more like Superman's Fortress of Solitude, which would be more fitting for Warner Brothers World, but I digress. As you can see in this rendering, which evokes the intro to a Disney film, the castle seems to be positioned atop 2 tiers of a building. Why is that relevant? Well, Abu Dhabi is a place where the heat is famously intense, even during the Arabian Nights, and Miral's other Yas Island theme parks are mostly indoors. With Bob Iger already throwing out the typical Magic Kingdom Park rulebook, nothing seems to be a given here. The other piece of concept art may, at first glance, look like a blurry depiction of what we expect from a Disneyland-style park. If you're like me, your eyes probably wander through these vague colored peaks and picture things like Big Thunder Mountain or Tron Light Cycle Power Run. In reality, what we're looking at here is how Abu Dhabi Disneyland will fit into the larger man-made island resort. Let's start with what I assumed was a clone of Tron Coaster from Shanghai Disneyland and Magic Kingdom. Among the accommodations on Yas Island is the W Hotel, offering stunning views of the island's marina and downtown Abu Dhabi in the distance. It's covered by a geometric shading system, and it even has a lighting package that gives it a blue hue at night. Good Morning America conducted their interviews from inside the W Hotel, as you can see outside the windows.
We set the bar high for ourselves, too. How can we be not just different, but different and better?
Another indicator that this piece of concept art simply shows how a Disney park fits into the larger island complex is a golden dome, which appears to be the Etihad Arena. All we can truly discern from both pieces of concept art is that this is likely to be Disney's first indoor theme park in the world. Like the other theme parks on Yas Island, there may be some attractions that feature outdoor elements, such as a roller coaster or a water ride. One thing that second piece of concept art does convey is that Disney's property will be on the waterfront. There appears to be a lagoon attached that could feature some kind of attraction, but that's pure speculation. In other words, we don't know more than we do know. And I think the same can be said about Disney itself. Bob Iger told CNBC that he's been visiting Abu Dhabi since 2017, but this project is reportedly very recent, as young as a few months old. Here's Bob Iger explaining how this works to CNBC.
It typically takes us between 18 months and 2 years to design and fully develop, and approximately 5 years to build. But we're not making any commitments right now. Obviously, we're all eager to get started. Actually, our Imagineers have already begun the process of design, and we've been in deep discussions with our partners at Morale.
In other words, if they started the design process in February, the park likely won't be ready for active construction until summer 2026, and then we're looking at 5 years until it's ready to open, so 2031-ish in Iger math. Rebecca Jarvis of ABC News further underscores this in her reporting on Good Morning America.
In addition to that brand new castle, the vision for all of this is a brand new kind of Disney park, things that people have never experienced before.
As mentioned, the arrangement with Morale sounds similar to the one Disney has with the Oriental Land Company, which owns and operates the Tokyo Disney Resort. It's essentially a licensed property where Disney creates experiences for the resort based on the local cultural interests. Here's Disney Parks Chairman Josh D'Amaro explaining how that works.
Disney will be responsible for all creative endeavors, all design, just like all of our experiences and parks around the world. We'll obviously lend our hand in operational expertise. We want guests, whether it's their first time in a Disney park or if they've visited our parks around the world, to feel that same Disney magic that they'd feel at any one of our parks around the world. Morale will fully fund this project. They will build the project. Again, as I said, they've done phenomenal things here in Abu Dhabi. And then ultimately, when it's fully built out, they'll operate it with oversight from us as well. So we feel very good about this deal. We feel very good about the partner and what we're ultimately going to build here in Abu Dhabi.
As you just heard, there will be some level of familiarity for Disney Parks enthusiasts who visit Abu Dhabi Disneyland, so we can expect a few copies of pre-existing attractions, and Bob Iger also hints that the arrangement with Morale was perfectly timed for the investments being made domestically at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, as the company pours $30 billion into expansions at these two resorts in the coming years. One of the ways Disney Parks saves money is by building duplicate experiences around the world. Sometimes it's very obvious, like Shanghai Disneyland's Tron Coaster and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, both of which have since been added to the Magic Kingdom. Sometimes it's less obvious, such as the same ride systems for Indiana Jones Adventure or Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway being used for Dinosaur and Zootopia Hot Pursuit. Among the new experiences announced for Disneyland is an Avatar ride that will be the second implementation of the ride system that wows guests at Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for the Sunken Treasure. It's possible that some of Disney's plans for domestic parks will find a home in Abu Dhabi and vice versa. In addition, the deal with Morale will create some Imagineering job opportunities domestically. Odds are we won't get many updates on Abu Dhabi Disneyland until the next D23 Ultimate Disney Fan event. Disney famously likes to make big announcements there, and based on Bob Iger's developmental timeline, they should have a clearer view of what will be created by then. One of the things I'm most curious about is how Disney will adapt to UAE customs. For example, public displays of affection are not socially acceptable, so we likely won't see Mickey and Minnie hold hands or kiss in the park. This likely also means meet and greet characters won't be showering guests with attention the way we're used to. In the interviews conducted today, Bob Iger talked about the ways Disney's brand affinity has increased in regions where they have a theme park presence. But one of the most fascinating phenomena for me has been Japan's embrace of Western holidays solely because they experienced them at Tokyo Disneyland. Halloween and Christmas are now celebrated across Japan, albeit in different ways than we're used to, because the culture has had 4 decades of experience with them in a Disney theme park setting. How will Disney's presence in the UAE impact the region's culture going forward? Time will tell. Thank you for watching this deep-ish dive into Disney's theme park announcement for Abu Dhabi. If you liked this video, we greatly appreciate you letting us know by clicking the like button and leaving us a comment. For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.
Another thing to consider is that every time we've built a park in another region of the world, it has lifted the Disney brand considerably. So we saw this in Paris years ago, and obviously in Japan, where our brand is one of the strongest brands in Japan to this day. We've seen it in Shanghai and the impact on the rest of China and in Hong Kong. This will have a very positive